وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُّدَّكِرٍ.
Welcome back. In this lesson, we shall be looking into the principles that guide the recitation of Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, which is Basmala, in between two surahs. How does that happen? If, for example, you're reading the Quran and then you completed one surah and then you want to read the next surah, you're going to say Bismillah to start the other surah. So it makes you have Bismillah in between two surah, the one you're concluding and then the next one that you're going to read. So how do we read it? There are principles that are guiding the recitation of this Basmala. There are 4 principles. The first one is Waslul Kul. You're joining everything together. So if, for example, we concluded the recitation of Surah Al-Ikhlas and then want to read Surah Al-Falaq. So the concluding verse of Surah Al-Ikhlas is وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٍ. So if, for example, we want to do that, want to apply the first principle, which is joining everything together, to reciting the last part of Surah Al-Ikhlas and Surah Al-Falaq, this is the way we're going to recite it. It is going to be وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ بِسْمِ اللَّهِ الرَّحْمَنِ الرَّحِيمِ قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. The second principle says that you're going to separate everything. So we're still going to apply to the example that we used earlier. وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق. The third one is joining Basmala together with the first part of the surah, the that you're beginning, the new surah that you're beginning. So we're going to apply it to the example we used earlier. وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق. It is important to know that out of these 4 methods that people use in reciting Bismillah in between 2 surahs, the first 3 are the only permissible one. The last one, which is Waslul Basmala bi akhir surah, which means you're joining Basmala together with the concluding chapter that you're reciting, which means you're adding Basmala to the last verse of the concluding chapter. So for example, let's say we want to apply it with the examples that we have been using earlier. So it will be وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ بِسْمِ اللَّهِ الرَّحْمَنِ الرَّحِيمِ. And then you pause, you know, say قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. Scholars of Tajweed made this not permissible because they said when you do it that way, it makes it look like Basmala is the concluding verse of that chapter, the first chapter they are reading. It makes people think that Basmala is part of the verse, is part of the chapter, the first surah that you're reading, which is not so. Basmala is just what you read to start the new chapter that you want to read. So you can try that for as many surahs as you can. So, and that will be all for now. See you in the next lesson.
وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُّدَّكِرٍ.